Hi there, thanks for coming back for another video. In the last couple of videos we took this RC600 loop station and we did a full system and memory reset. We set everything back to default and erased anything that might have been in this machine. Also, we went and turned off all of the functionality of the buttons across modes 1, modes 2, and mode 3. Everything is turned off, as well as the external foot switches, 2 FS6s. So nothing does anything. You press these buttons, there's no function assigned anywhere, with the exception being on button 7, I've left it so that we can go through mode 1, mode 2, and mode 3, and back to mode 1. There's an all start stop here on button number 9, mode 1. Well, why would I turn off all of the functions? I just wanted to get you to understand that this is a machine that you can start from complete scratch in your looping process. You don't have to stick with what came out of the box. Don't think of it in terms of what's this button do, what's that button do, or where's my undo button, because you can put it anywhere you want. You can put any function that's available anywhere on any button that will allow it. So you don't have to think of it in terms of setting it up like your old machine, like your old RC300 or an RC50 or an RC30. You don't have to have anything left so that you have to learn the machine. The machine is able to learn you. So how do you want to set it up? Well, the first thing you need to do is be able to, of course, play, record, stop, create tracks, and be able to navigate through those tracks, turn them off, on and off as you need, without having to have multiple assignments over and over and over again. Before, all 6 buttons on modes 1 and on mode 2 were just record, play, and stop, and clear over and over, mode 2 over and over and over again. So 12 buttons doing really the same thing, just with a different track each. And mode 3, well, you had 3 buttons for input effects and 3 buttons for track effects, just to show you a small sampling of what's possible. Anyway, we're going to change all of that. And I'm going to make these 2 FS6s basically access 60% of that function right there. We're going to go through each track. We're going to be able to scroll up and down through each track, and we're going to be able to hit record, play, and stop using these 2 buttons here, and choose a track here. Well, how do you do that? Let's have a closer look at the menu screen, and we're going to go to Menu, scroll over one page to Control Function. And here, of course, you can set the functions for all of the buttons on mode 1, mode 2, and mode 3, and your external foot switches and expression pedals if you have them. Here you go into that menu, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that corresponds to my FS6s in the same order because I've arranged them in the same order as what we see here. We're going to go into Control 1, and that is going to, we're going to spin that all the way around past tracks 1, 2, 3, 4 options, and a little further. At about the 2:30 position, 2 o'clock position, we're going to be able to find current track increase, current track decrease. And button 1, I want to decrease my current track. I'll show you what that means in just a moment. On control number 2, we're going to use that to increase our current track. So we have decrease and increase. And you'll notice on some of these options here, you have increase and decrease on the same button when you hold it down. But that's pretty much uncontrollable where it stops because it just zooms across very quickly. And I'll show you that in just a moment. This was control number 2, increase, increase. So let's exit from that. Before we leave this menu, let's go to control number 3. And Instead of choosing a specific track to operate on, we're going to go a little bit further to current track, and we're going to choose a stop command, of which there are 3 or 4 different versions. So when you push it, it'll stop. You can click is double tap, and that's very difficult to use. Tap tempo anyway is impossible to use in this machine with your feet. It's just not accurate enough to get you to the correct tempo. Some people don't have much difficulty with it, but I sure do. So I don't want that. I want stop and clear for control number 3. Current track, stop, version number 4. Exit that and go to control 4, the 4th button on my external foot switches. This one is going to be record, play, and undo. That's what I want for the 4th button on my FS6s. So now, exiting that, we come back to this screen, and I'm going to now back out, give you this overview so you can see what I'm doing. Down here, I have decrease and increase the current track, and then stop and record, play. So, coming back in, when I press these buttons, now you can see that little cursor goes up and down. I'm increasing, pressing control number 2, and as well decreasing. When it gets down to 1, it just rolls around back up to the top. So you're only ever going to be a couple of foot presses away from any given track. As well, using the foot switches, I can record, go to play, and then I can also stop. I can clear by holding it down. Let's go back to an overview now, and you will see a little more view of what I am trying to do. So now you can see here I have full control to get to any track that I want, and I can record, and I can stop, play. I can hold it down for a clear. I have undo. I have all sorts of functionality now. Right here, I can access any track that I want. So it's a little bit different than having direct access to any track. This way, you should probably try to change your thinking a little bit in terms of just making a track, hit play, go to the next track, start doing the next step of your looping. You can continue all sorts of ways from here. You can overdub still on any of these by hitting record again, and it will easily overdub. It can do all of the same functionality that it had before. All you have to do is choose your track and hit record or stop, anything that you need. We still have an all stop up here, and holding down is a clear. So there we go, and we're going to leave it at that for this video. We now have rudimentary navigation and some basic controls here, and we're going to expand on that in the next few videos. We're going to start populating all of these onboard foot switches so that you can change the way that things work, how things work, and we're going to add the effects, we're going to add rhythm controls, we're going to add just about everything that you could probably ever need. We can make multiple different templates, but this is a good starting point because it automatically frees up at least 12 buttons on 2 different modes. So you now have suddenly a whole lot of options. We still haven't even used any assigns, so there's a long way we can still go without even thinking about choosing the tracks or start, stop, and play. The basic functionality is already here. So that's it for this video. I will make another video to carry on from this point as soon as possible. And we will get that up so that you can see it in the next couple of days. I don't want to leave anybody hanging any longer than I have to. So I'm going to leave it at that. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you again. Bye now.